Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 8 of What the Butler Said. I'm Paramedic293, and here I am returning for another week of TBOG news, previews, reviews, whatever, what have you. You know the drill by now. I don't need to go through it. That being said, I do need to go through some housekeeping as usual. As always, if you've got a question to ask me, as long as it's relevant to the TBOG and it's mature, then please do message me on Discord, and I will reply the best I can. If it doesn't fit in that criteria, I'm just going to ignore it. Do not post your questions on the YouTube stream, please. Otherwise, apart from that, so what we're going to be doing today is a bit of it's basically the mirror of what I did last week. Last week I did TBOG in 2016, a year in review. This year I'm doing TBOG in 2017, a year preview. So basically I'm going to be talking about what's coming up this year, what there is to look forward to, what might happen, what might not happen, and more like that. Now, I'm sorry I can't bring you a more interesting game to watch in the background. I am playing Battlefield 1 single player. I don't have a limitless supply of games. So I do apologise about that, but it's easy and I don't have to pay too much attention to it, so that's why I picked it. Alright, so anyway, so let's just get diving straight in, shall we? Alright, so 2017 TBOG. Now, this is going to be a very special year for one very special reason, and I wonder if any of you can tell me what that reason is. Well, no one's talking, so what I'm going to say is, it's our 5-year anniversary, and yes, I did mean that, ladies and gentlemen. On July 10th, 2017, we will have been going for 5 fucking years. And this is the year we reached that landmark, and I just cannot stress enough how crazy that is. I mean, do you even understand how insane it is that we have gone on that long? It just never happens. You know, for a group like ours, you know, it can dismantle and fall apart so easily. And here we are, 5 years later, and we're doing absolutely fantastic. And, you know, that's going to be the big centerpiece of the whole year. Everything is going to revolve around that theme, the 5-year theme. And I cannot wait to start celebrating that. As always, the anniversary celebrations is the pinnacle of our year. And like I said, they take place on July 10th, which is the actual right date. This will be the second year we've actually got the date right, because for the first few years before that, we didn't get it right. And yep, that's going to take place then. Now, it's very early to tell you exactly what will be happening that day, because, quite frankly, I don't know. In the past, basically, everything's kind of been built around the Scrubbies, which are our yearly awards ceremony. And, of course, we'll be doing those. Everything will be built around that. But in terms of what's going to happen in and around that, I honestly don't know. I mean, it really could be anything. In the past, what we've generally done is just done events like we had a Rocket League tournament, we had a quiz night, etc., etc. I guess I expect that to continue. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. But, you know, given the frequency with which we play with each other these days, that's not really a special thing anymore. So I don't know. Maybe it's extremely early to say exactly what we'll be doing. Of course, as always, if you have any ideas, please do let me know. And I'll see if they're feasible enough to be implemented. But yeah, I can't really talk much more about that in regards to exactly what's going to happen. But it's just, you know, I just like to stress how crazy big this whole thing is. This is just huge. This is just unprecedented, and this is going to be the biggest anniversary celebration we've ever had. Every year, it gets bigger, it gets better, it gets more emotional. This year is going to be the pinnacle of that. I don't think we'll ever see another anniversary celebration quite like this one, so I want to hear all the right notes. I want to get this absolutely perfect. But that is 7 months away, so I'm not too stressed about organising the specifics right now. I am going to get seen, aren't I? Yep, there we go. Yeah, I'm not too stressed in organising the specifics right now. It's just prepare for it, because I am going to be going on about it for a very long time prior to it actually happening. I'm going to be making a very big deal about this, and you'll definitely notice that in the weeks and months prior to it. Let me just check my scripts quickly. Yeah, I suppose the one thing I can predict is the awards ceremony. Now, like I said earlier, the awards ceremony is kind of what each anniversary is built around. And, you know, the great thing about the awards is people actually talk about them all year round. It's a thing that permeates TBOG culture, and it's something that people look forward to all year round, and like people discuss all year round, and when it finally comes to a head, it's a big thing. It's one of the biggest things that happens in TBOG. A few weeks ago we did actually discuss predictions for who we think is going to win each award this year. So I'm not going to go over all that again, because like that's a lot of effort, and that took about 30 minutes in of itself. But what I am going to say is expect all your old favourites to return. It's going to be all the classics, biggest douchebag, least manliest member, best like literature, etc., etc. We're going to be bringing back all the classics, all the big ones, and there's a lot to look forward to. So, oh yeah, another thing I'll say is, of course, the big one's going to be returning, as always, the one award that everyone wants but kind of doesn't want at the same time. Quote of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, the most legendary award in TBOG history is coming back, and this year it's bigger than ever because, like I said, it's our 5th year. Everyone's, you know, winning this year's, it's a landmark occasion. So what I will say in regards to that is keep your eyes open for any potential candidates. Now, I've often said in the past, Quote of the Year generally doesn't come from the first half of the year. Last year was the exception to that rule. But now we are in the second half of the TBOG year. Keep your eyes out. Scan the chat. You know, be observant for anything that might potentially win the contest. Because right now everyone needs to be paying attention to them, because things that are said now, big quotes now, are going to end up being contestants when it comes to the 10th of July this year. So keep your eyes open. And do take screenshots, keep records of anything that happens, and my god, just make sure you are ready when 10th of July rolls around. I think the stealth approach went slightly out of the window in this mission. Alright, give me a second. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really know much more to say at this stage, because quite frankly, it's a long way away, and I'm not going to start planning until like a couple of months ahead. But just keep it in mind that this is happening this year and that there's a lot coming out. Ah, this is going to be an interesting cutscene.
Well, you did not think we would be fast enough to catch you here, did you? Lawrence of Arabia.
Allahu Akbar.
Actually, I was rather depending on it. Lawrence. Well, this is very clever. Now the hunter becomes the hunted.
Sorry, I do find it very hard to keep talking during cutscenes, so I'm just going to wait till it finishes. It shouldn't be very long.
How enchanting you are, my dear.
I'll show you enchanting. If it weren't for you, I'd be free.
Free, is it? You'll be free when you're dead. And I'm happy to tell you, the Empire intends to grant you all this freedom very soon. Even now, an engine of destruction scours this desert, obliterating your allies, your families, your homes. Soon there will be nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Soon all that you know, and all that you love, will be ashes. You will all be free to die. Oh, you animal! Zara.
Now I understand that you would like nothing more than to strip the flesh from that man's feet and send him off into the desert naked to die. But think about it.
I barely get that reference, Max. I'm sorry. All I know is that Rudy Rough Knight's in that game.
I'm sorry. My friend here, she can be a little brusque.
This cutscene's going on a lot longer than I expected. I do apologise.
How to lie to your train, so we can lure it into entrapment.
boss. To even begin to talk to that train, you would need an entire book of communication codes.
Oh, like this one.
You can never stop the progress of machines. One day, the whole world will take your lands and the precious black gold beneath its sands.
We shall see, my friend. Of course, obtaining the codebook was not enough. To destroy this Iron Dragon, this Canavar, as the Ottomans had named it, we had to send it 3 encrypted messages for it to stand down. There were Ottoman outposts scattered along the railroad tracks. The commanders there carried high-priority message capsules. We had to use those to send our orders. Infiltrating the village wouldn't be easy. A full detachment of Ottoman soldiers had occupied it. The Ottomans had chosen an isolated location for their desert outpost. It seemed lightly defended. It was also well stocked with arms and equipment. The ancient ruins were all that remained of a civilization now lost to time. The Ottoman Empire brought in the modern world with a host of armored vehicles and field guns. 3 commanders to eliminate, 3 personal message capsules to be stolen, and then sent with our false orders. How Zara tackled this dangerous and audacious mission was up to her.
Alright, finally back at control. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that rather lengthy cutscene. I did not expect it to be as long as that. So anyway, getting back to where I was, yeah, I pretty much covered the anniversary part. That's obviously going to be the biggest part of the year, but it's not the only thing that's going to happen. What else is going to happen? Well, I mean, for starters, with a new year comes a whole host of new games to play. Now, I've compiled a small list of things that I think we should be keeping an eye on as games that we can potentially play as a group. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that these are the only games that might be things we play, and it doesn't mean that you have to get these games, of course. It's just potential things that could be quite big for us. The biggest one that stands out to me is Red Dead Redemption 2, and the reason I say that is because, well, I mean, you all know how big GTA 5 here is, and this is going to be the first Rockstar game following GTA 5 that's going to follow up the GTA Online formula. So, I mean, I would expect it to be rather big and rather, you know, rather have a big impact in general. And I think it's going to be as big, if not bigger, than GTA Online has been in TBOG. And, you know, I don't have to stress that that's a big impact. So we don't have a date on when it... Sorry, I'm hiccuping. We don't have a date on when that's coming out yet, but I would expect it around about August, September time. GTA 5 came out in September, as I recall. I would expect something similar this time round. And I think it's going to be a big impact. I think it's going to be... It's got a good shot of being the biggest new game this year. Oh my god, he's not dying. Oh god, this was such a bad idea. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Okay, alright. Should have seen that coming. Yeah, so... My hope is that they really improve Red Dead Redemption's online, because I don't know how many of you played the original's online component. It wasn't exactly bursting with content, to put it mildly. It was a bit... Okay, it was very empty. There was barely anything to fucking do at all. It was like death matches, and there was a few gang hideouts, and that was about it, really. That was literally all there was to do. You know, there was all this stuff you could rank up and unlock, and all this cool stuff you could acquire, but none of it mattered because there was fucking nothing to do. Not until they added DLC anyway. My hope is that, you know, going by the blueprint of GTA Online, that's not going to be an issue this time around, and we're actually going to have plenty of shit to do. And they're actually, I'm looking forward to things like horse racing and duels and you know, all sorts of Western things that we would be able to do together. I think it's going to be awesome. I really do. And if any game has the potential to be, you know, make a massive impact into TBOG this year, it's that one. And I really hope that is the case. Anyway, moving on. The second game that I want to point out is one that's coming out very soon, in just over a month's time. It's For Honor. Now, I know a few of you will probably have noticed Jack hyping this game to hell over the past few days. He is really, really excited for it. He is like, wow, he really wants it to come. I really wish he would temper his expectations a little bit, because it is an Ubisoft game, and Ubisoft has had, yeah, you know, Ubisoft has a bit of a history of being, well, shit, you know, in recent history. But maybe they're trying to amend their mistakes. I don't know. It does look fun. The beta was fun, and it does have really good potential as a TBOG game, especially on the competitive side. The 1v1 and 2v2 modes, especially the 1v1 mode, I think could end up being really big competitive events at TBOG if we put the time into them. Because they really showcase, you know, true skill as a, you know, using the classes in the game, true melee combat skill. And I think it could end up potentially being, you know, one of the marquee events at the next Olympics, which I will get onto later. While that is the case, there is a risk, and I basically explained it just now. It's an Ubisoft game, and it could be shit. You know, I want it to be good, and I will continue to hope that it's good. But, you know, we've been disappointed before, let's be fair about this, and I feel like we will be again. What? Come on. What does it take to kill this guy? What the flying fuck? How did he know where I was? I've got a fucking silent sniper rifle. This is why I don't play the campaign. Yes, so just temper your expectations on that one, but, you know, be prepared for it to be big and for it to be interesting, because there is really a lot of potential there, and I am very much looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Now, what else is there coming out? We've got Mass Effect Andromeda, which should finally, eventually come out this year. That should actually finally come out. We've been waiting years for this, but it's rumoured to come out around about April time. Now, I'm talking about that because it does have a multiplayer aspect to it that is going to be reminiscent of the one in Mass Effect 3. Now, you guys won't have known this, but I spent a lot of time on Mass Effect 3 multiplayer with my old group before TBOG, and we spent hours and hours and hours on it. It was a relatively simple horde mode, but it was incredibly addictive, and there was, you know, it was so much to unlock, so much to do, and if that multiplayer mode comes back over and retains itself, yeah, I'm going to get round to that in a minute, Max. I am going to talk about that. Yeah, if that retains itself in this newest iteration, then I really hope we all get into it, because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something different. It's not a competitive scene, but it's something we can all play as a game together co-op, and I think we can all agree we need a bit more of that. As much as competitive gaming against each other is fun, it's even more satisfying sometimes to play together and achieve things together and just play, you know, just get better, and that could bring a new dimension to us. But I don't know to what degree that would succeed, though. I mean, let's be generous and assume it's a really heavily upgraded version of Mass Effect 3. There's a lot more depth to it, and, you know, there's a lot more interest. My worry is anyone actually going to be that bothered? Is anyone actually going to get the game? I know Soli's going to get it, but again, she's going to get it on PC. I'm going to get it on PS4. So, you know, that's not very helpful. But, you know, is the interest... Because I don't know how many Mass Effect fans we have, and if I had to guess, I'd say not very many. But obviously people can be swayed. Obviously this is a good entry point for people in the franchise, because it's, you know, it's completely separate from the first 3 games. Oh god. It's completely separate from the first 3 games, and, you know, it's not like you need prior knowledge of the series to going into it. But even if it is like a really, really good game, is the interest going to be there? I don't know. We would need 4 players on any one platform for it to work properly as a multiplayer game. But I have my doubts that that's going to happen. But I don't know. We can't predict that sort of thing yet because, you know, there's so many different factors that go into that. Review scores, etc., etc. I mean, I can't predict it, and I can't say about that. But just know there is potential there, and it could be interesting. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. There's another one I want to quickly go over that probably won't actually do anything at all, but there's potential there. It's Wipeout Omega Collection. Now, this is like a collection of the older Wipeout games remastered for PS4. I only put this in because, you know, the lingering remnants of our PlayStation All-Stars crowd might be interested in playing this because it's kind of a big PlayStation thing. It actually featured in PlayStation All-Stars as a mashup with the Heavenly Sword stage. But that's about as much representation as it had. And, you know, it's a PlayStation exclusive, it's a beloved PlayStation exclusive, and it's a lot of fun, but, you know, it's a racing game. How many people here are too fussed? Quick might get it, I know he likes racing games, but overall, I mean, probably very low potential, but it's there, so I thought it was worth a mention. Now, another thing worth mentioning is the fighting games coming out this year. This year now, we didn't really have a fighting game for us to rally around. And, oh yeah, Max has just pointed out there was a couple of Wipeout items in the game. Yeah, I did forget about those. Yeah, so there's a couple of fighting games coming out this year. The first one I'm going to mention is probably the least likely to be successful given very low levels of interest in it, and that's Injustice 2. Now, Injustice 2, you know, the first game was very popular. We all enjoyed it, we were all into it, but this one the reception to this one has been minor, to say the very least. And I'm kind of worried that well, I'm not worried because I'm not interested in it personally. I don't think the potential is there for it to be a TBOG game. I thought I'd mention it anyway because, you know, it is Injustice and, you know, it's DC superheroes beating each other up, and that's basically, you know, the sort of thing TBOG's into altogether, and they've seen me. So there is potential there, but I don't think it will succeed. So I'll move swiftly on from that and talk about the game I do think is going to succeed, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, why do I think this is going to succeed? Because, well, I mean, it's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I mean, if you're around TBOG, you know that's like a winning recipe. A lot of us have been waiting for this for a very long time. There's a lot of skill involved in it, and there's just the reception is there. You know, the interest is there, and I know that for a fact that the interest is there because a lot of people were hyped about it when it was revealed at PSX, and I know people like Black and Quick, I know they're interested in it, I know they want it, and I think honestly that has got more potential than anything else this year to be a TBOG game. Now, how big will it be? Maybe 3 to 4 players, 5 maybe, I don't know. If people see, if like a few of us flocking to it, a few more might join, but it is a specialised fighting game, as I would call it, and it does require a fair bit of skill, so I don't know how big it will be, but I can almost guarantee that it will be a game to look forward to. I don't know when it's coming out, I don't think they've had a projected release date yet, but, you know, I mean, what more do I need to say, really? It's a game, it's a big game coming out, it's going to be interesting, and I honestly think it's going to be awesome. It really will be. I mean, I'm not even that good at Marvel vs. Capcom, but I'm going to be getting it because I know it's going to be a lot of fun to play. Now, that's... Let me just quickly check. Oh, one more thing I do want to mention. Max has just confirmed that there is no actual release date. It's just 2017 right now, so just minor speculation. One other thing I want to mention is, here at TBOG, we're not really a Nintendo group. We have a few people who play Pokemon, but that's online. You know, a few people play Pokemon Sun and Moon. But by and by, Nintendo's an extremely minor part of our gaming life. However, there is the potential for that to change this year because a little thing called the Nintendo Switch is coming out. That's right, Nintendo's next generation of console is coming out this year. And we don't know a great deal about it at the moment. We got that little reveal trailer and it showed a few things off. Ultimately, you know, it didn't actually reveal that much. But I'm not going to write it off at all. It looks interesting. It looks like it has potential. But most importantly, right now, it's limitless. The potential is limitless. And we could have something on our hands that could completely change the world gaming landscape altogether. Unlikely. It is very unlikely because, like I said, the Nintendo crowd is just not there. And, you know, given Nintendo's recent history, I don't trust them to succeed. But I'm not going to write it off because, like I said, the potential is there. It could very well happen. It could very well happen, and yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what else is announced. I do believe there's going to be a sort of discussion stream very soon about it. I think if you want more info on that, Black can tell you, because I know he was the one who told me that. I don't know when it is exactly, but, you know, we'll all be tuning in to watch that for sure, because I think we're all at least interested, even if we're not committed to the idea of Nintendo Switch just yet, we're all at least interested in it, and, you know, would like to know more. Now, as far as I think this is going to be a thing that's going to happen in TBOG, I think the potential is extremely low, for previously stated reasons, but I have been wrong before, and I might be wrong again. So, that more or less covers everything that the games I wrote down on my little list for what I think is going to be happening in terms of TBOG games this year. Of course, more stuff is going to be announced as things go on, and that leads me into my next point. E3! E3 is a big time at TBOG. I would have given this its own section, but it kind of just neatly stacks into this whole game section, so I'll just do it here. E3 stacks very nicely into this, and it takes place only, what, like 20 days before the anniversary, maybe about a month. And it's, as a result, it's a major part of the TBOG life. It's a major part of the TBOG year. We look forward to it all year round. Even if the reveals aren't particularly interesting, it's great to get everyone together and just spend some time together and just enjoy watching new games being revealed, even if they're a pile of wank, even if it's not very interesting. It's something we can all enjoy doing together. And it's something I always look forward to personally, because it's over a two-day period, you know, it's just games. It's fantastic. You know, like, even, like I said, even if you don't like what's being revealed, even if you don't care about the games industry that much, if you don't care about modern games that much, it's kind of like a celebration of gaming in a way. It's like, you know, there's, you know, you've got all the big companies coming out, revealing their stuff, there's all sorts of previews and gameplay clips, and, you know, it's kind of the time of year when gaming as a community comes together and just celebrates, really. And I that's one of the parts I love the most about it. So that's going to be, I don't know an exact date, but generally it's around about the 10th or something, the 10th of June. Obviously I'll provide more exact dates as we get closer. There probably is an exact date announced already, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Maybe someone else can tell you, I don't know. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to that, and obviously this ties into my previous points. It's going to be new games to be revealed, and some of those games will be coming out this year, so there's more to look forward to. The list I've given you is not all there is to look forward to. There's going to be more. Oh my god, there's a tank coming for me. There's going to be more to look forward to, and, you know, just keep your eyes peeled, because there is going to be a lot happening this year in terms of games, and hopefully it'll be more interesting than this year was. Well, that more or less covers the game section I wanted to talk about, so let's move on. I'm getting kind of pinned down here. I don't know how to destroy this tank. I do not have anything to blow it up with. Oh my god. Let me just check my script quickly. Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about the GTA Winter Games is coming to a close right now. Don't if you aren't playing GTA or anything, just don't worry. This is a very small part of what I'm about to talk about. They're coming to a close very shortly. There's only 3 events left to play. We've been playing a lot over the past few days, and I just want to reiterate they're an experiment. They're to test the competitive viability of certain events and to sort of like refine what we're doing on GTA as a competitive medium. Now, the GTA won't be the only game getting that treatment, and throughout the course of this year, leading up to the next Olympics, I will be doing more games for more like Winter Games-esque things for more games. Starting off with OMG MOBC, which will take place shortly after the conclusion of the GTA Winter Games. Now, for those of you who don't remember what OMG MOBC is, it's basically an online arcade sort of gaming platform. During the last Olympics, we played sorry, lost concentration there. During the last Olympics, we played Pool and Ghetto Swap, which is like a match 3 sort of game. Competitive events of those, won by Sly and Solly, respectively. And in recent, on our first game night in November, our only game night, we played a few more events, and I got the thought that there are so many of these we could be playing on a competitive and casual basis, because there's like limitless potential as far as I'm concerned in that regard. But it's untested. It's like I don't know exactly how viable some of these modes are going to be. There's a Pac-Man mode, like where you literally just play Pac-Man against each other and compete to get the highest score. There's one that's like Bomberman. There's one that's like a different version of Pool, where you sort of like have to pot 9 balls in order or something. There's checkers. There's all sorts of things that I want to test out. So, following the conclusion of the GTA Winter Games, I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be organising the OMG MOBC games. I don't have like any other title for them than that. That's just the way I've titled them. They're going to be taking place very, very soon. And that's something every single one of us can take part in, because it's a free browser-based thing and every PC in the world can run it. It is not a complicated thing to run. It's not hard taxing. It's essentially just like Flash games. I mean, anyone can participate, anyone can get involved. And they are addictive and fun little games, and I really hope, we can get them going as a competitive platform. Other than that, though, there will be mini game series for all sorts of things happening throughout the year in the lead up to the Olympics. I haven't got anything else planned exactly leading up to that time, but we've got stuff like let me think. Rocket League I'm going to be doing. There was 4 events for that at the Olympics. I do plan to have practice events happening prior to then. Tabletop Simulator, we've got our first event for that this Friday, and if that succeeds, I'll be creating games for that, because there's like limitless potential of different things we could do on that, and I do plan on, if it succeeds this week, to explore it further later on. Minecraft, we'll be doing some assorted PC games like Age of Empires 2, Battlefront 2, that sort of thing. There was going to be 5 or 6 taking place after the GTA Winter Games and in the run-up to the Olympics, and there's a lot to look forward to in that regard. There's going to be a lot of big competitive events, well, not big, but competitive events, multi-event games to look forward to in the coming months, so that's one thing to look forward to. I don't have any more specific details on that yet, but keep an eye out, as always, and I will announce them when the time comes. Of course, as usual. So, give me another second. Before I talk about the Olympics, I just want to talk about some other miscellaneous stuff. None of this stuff I'm about to talk about is really like anything that's set in stone, but I think it's worth talking about. Now, one thing I really want to do in the new year, it's our 5-year celebration. We're kind of looking back on our life as an entirety, the things that have gone well, the things that haven't, and, thinking about, what went right, what went wrong, and what we can do to rectify that. Now, that in mind, I do want to focus on some stuff that has kind of fallen by the wayside recently in this year, and that we could do more about. Chief among those is TBOG literature. TBOG literature used to be a burgeoning part of TBOG life. It used to be huge. It used to be massive. There was me, Solely, MT, Law. We were writing shit all the time. But now it's just dead. I mean, to put it bluntly, it's died. You know, there's been nothing happening recently. And I know as much as people would like to, you know, protest and say that there has been stuff happening, I'm sorry, but there really hasn't. I've checked the TBOG Literature Corner server, and there's barely any activity on it. There's like nothing's really happening. So we really need to kickstart that in gear. I don't have any plans for it right now. If you've got any ideas, and please do not say a short story contest, because we've done short story contests in the past. They haven't fucking worked. We've tried them about 5 times in the past. We keep trying to revive it. It doesn't work. Fuck the short story contest. It's not going to happen. If you've got any other ideas, please do let me know, because I'm eager to get TBOG Literature back on the tracks in this new year. Also, in this pretty much the same boat... Is that tank empty? Also in pretty much the same boat is TBOG Art. Now, I explained this last week in things that I'm kind of sad we've lost. We lost TBOG Art this year because the chat background contest entered, and I think that's a shame. Right now, Solely is the undisputed artist of TBOG. She created the logo, she created the thumbnails for my videos. And Cal, but he's doing very basic stuff. He's doing like the Discord avatars. But it's just minor. It's so minor. Like we could be doing so much more. And again, I don't have any concrete ideas for how we're going to improve this. But if you have any ideas, please do let me know, because I'm very, very eager to get this started again. And I do want to do something about that, and I will be brainstorming with the admins very soon about how we can bring that back in a big way, and hopefully get people, you know, doing art more. I actually think this is going to be something that will be very beneficial to a certain few members as well. The ones that are looking into getting into art in gaming, MT, Nagy, are sort of people who are looking to do that sort of thing for a career. This is going to help. If you've got a competition to look forward to, and there's things you can do, I honestly think that's going to really help you. Seriously? Seriously? Fucking seriously? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh, that can go fuck itself. That fucking stupid game. So yeah, I think it's beneficial to a few of us. And it's even beneficial to me, because, like, I mean, I'm not an artist in terms of games development, but it helps me to, you know, get better at my, you know, that side of things. If I need to visualize my ideas, I'd like to get a bit better. So it won't necessarily be like Photoshop graphics. We could do sketches and drawings and whatever. But like I said, no concrete ideas. It really could be anything. What else? The Battle Royale is ongoing, but I think we can all agree it didn't really get off to the best start, and, you know, there wasn't really enough thought put into that. I hold myself responsible for that. That was me being incredibly naive and stupid. Am I having to do this entire section again? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking... Oh my god, fuck this. Ugh. But yeah, it's ongoing, and it's still going to go on and continue as normal, but I think one thing that's for sure is a lot of people are looking forward to the next one already, and this one's barely even begun, really. And in a way, I can't really blame them, because, you know, like I said, I didn't organise this very well, and we're looking forward to one that's a bit more organised and a bit more fair. That's something I do expect to continue on and permeate as a permanent part of the mob culture. And after this one's finished, I expect more to come out of it, and I expect more of that kind of thing to start appearing, and that's a very positive thing. As much as this hasn't been the best start in the world, I do think it's going to leave an overall positive lasting impact at TBOG, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what that's going to entail. I don't really know what else to say at this moment, because again, this is another thing I don't have concrete plans for. I haven't decided what direction it's going to go in, and frankly, I probably won't. I'm probably going to leave that in the hands of someone who knows what they're talking about. Max, Soli, Law, whatever, I don't know. You know, again, I don't know what's going on in regards to that, but I do think as the year goes on, we're going to be seeing more of this, not only of Battle Royale itself, but of more types of things that are along that line. And I think that's going to be an extremely positive thing to look forward to. And that, again, ties into the literature thing, because, I mean, it hasn't actually happened yet, but this Battle Royale was supposed to have literature of each battle as it happens. And that hasn't really happened. But I hope it does, and people fix that in the future, and we can start doing that in the future, because I think that's a good way of getting literature going again. Yeah, expect more of that in the coming months. I think it's a very positive thing and something to look forward to. But for now, I don't really have anything to say about it. Just if you're interested in it, just go to the channel, see what's going on, follow it now, and like, you know, participate if you want to. And just that's going to be going on for like another couple of months probably. I don't really know exactly how long, but you know, it's going to be going on for a little while longer before we move on to the next one. And I don't know how long there's going to be between that one and the one after. But just get involved. You know, just get involved if you're curious, if you're interested, or just wait for the next one. You know, even if you're not going to participate, it's fun to keep an eye on and see what's happening, I find. Hang on, I was trying to line up the perfect. No, seriously, I shot right at him. So yeah, I expect that to continue on a bit more. Let me just kill this guy. That was already 4 shot. Let me just kill this guy, and then I promise I will move on to the next part. Seriously! Die! What the fuck? This guy is immortal. What the hell? Put this guy in a battle royale. What the fuck? Yay! Apparently he can take about 10 tank shells to the face, but he dies when he's run over. Right, there was one more thing I wanted to discuss in terms of miscellaneous. Oh, the leagues. I don't really have a great deal to say on this, but leagues have kind of ingrained themselves a bit of a permanent thing in sport culture. Actually, one thing I do want to announce is I have very much been proven wrong about the Pokemon League. If you recall, a couple of episodes ago, I did actually kind of declare that Pokemon League was dead. And I said that, you know, well, I didn't say it was dead. I said it was dying. I said it was in critical condition and that I really need help. You guys have done that. You have fixed it. There was 5 people in the one following that. There was 4 in the one after. I have been proven wrong. You guys have done fantastic in revitalizing that. You're going to reach the halfway point in a couple of weeks. Very proud of you guys. Very well done. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing why that happens. Hashtag can't stop the cow train. But that is the only league going on at the moment, because the others have all died out. But expect more to start. Because like I said, they've sort of like embedded themselves in our culture a little bit. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else might happen. Now, I mean, I think the one thing to look forward to in terms of leagues is what might happen based on these new games that are coming out. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2 or a For Honor League would actually work really well if we do like the 1v1. That could actually work out really cool. Oh my god, seriously. That could actually work out really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing what more we can do this year. Oh my god. No. Shoot. Oh god, oh god. No, please, no. I don't want to respawn and do the whole thing again. So yeah, I can't specifically say there's any leagues planned, but expect more to arrive in the coming months and more to be happening. This isn't really, leagues aren't really an exclusively me thing. Like, people come up with these ideas and do them. The Toulouse idea was Jack's sorry, the Last of Us League was Jack's idea. The Pokemon League was Cal's idea. You know, it's not always my thing. People are gonna come up with ideas and come up with them. So just keep an eye out for that and expect more in the coming months. I think there's a lot to look forward to in that regard. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that pretty much covers everything except for the one final big thing, which is going to be this big centerpiece of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, this August, the TBOG Olympics will be returning bigger, better, and more badass than ever. I cannot stress to you enough how much I am looking forward to that, which is frustrating because it's 9 months away. No, 8 months, sorry. It's 8 months away, and I want it to be now. I really do want it to be now. And I know I'm a bit too obsessed with it, but I just enjoy them so much, and I really am looking forward to them. But this year, last year when we did the Olympics, they were the first, and they were an experiment. It initially started off as an idea that me and Gabe had to sort of mirror the real life Olympics, to have like events based on, you know, a real life events as much as possible. And to some degree we did do that. We had like the triathlon, the mountain biking, we had Rocket League, football, basketball, hockey to replicate that sort of stuff. But next year it kind of evolved beyond that point, really. It became more of over time it became more of just general TBOG games and different skills, and just like proving who's the best of the best in TBOG. And that's the focus. That's what the focus is going to be this year in the upcoming games. We won't be aiming to replicate the real Olympics in any way whatsoever. We will be testing the limits of TBOG's players, proving who is the best in direct competition with each other. And the events will be more balanced. There's going to be more events. There were 30 events last year. I'm aiming for roughly 45 this year. If that sounds a bit too much to you, then don't fret, because the way we're going to be doing the format, it'll be a lot more streamlined, and we'll have more events going on at a time. So like it won't be over like a 4-month period. It'd be like a similar period, about 2.5 months. But we'll be trying to get all that done as and when it happens. And yeah, they were a real success last year, and I don't know how much I need to change necessarily, but the cool thing we're changing is the focus. So I already explained what the change of the focus is. It's just going to be on proving who's the best of the best, like just in TBOG stuff in general, and the events are being refined in that sense. Now, this is also a large part of the reason I'm doing these seasonal games like the GTA Winter Games, where I'm going to be doing it with OMG, MOBC, etc. I'm testing the competitive viability of each of these games and each of these events prior to the next Olympics. And I think it's important to make sure that when the next Olympics roll around, every event that's going to happen is tested beforehand, is ratified, everyone's happy with it, everyone's happy with its viability. It's a competitive, it works as a competitive event, and that the rules and everything are locked down beforehand. So that's why I'm doing all these different events, that's why I'm sorting them out. There won't be any voting for events like there was last year. There won't be any any sort of like spontaneous or off-the-cuff events that we did last year. It's all going to be planned ahead, and it's all going to be done properly. Everything's going to be prepared ahead of time and finished on schedule, hopefully, as we planned. And I aim to get people more excited. I aim to make more of like a spectacle about it. I'm going to be doing stuff like award ceremonies where I play the national anthem of the winner and other stuff like that. I'm going to be doing a weekly talk show called Olympicast that'll probably take place every Friday. It talks about the events that have happened, previewing the events that are coming up. I really want to make more of a big spectacle out of it, and make it more of a big thing, and make it more interesting. Of course, this is many, many months in the future, so don't be too fussed about it right now. But do look forward to it. That is going to be the biggest thing that happens this year, just like it was the biggest thing that happened last year. Oh look, it's Ottoman guy. So that's going to be huge, and all throughout this year I am going to be preparing for that. Bit by bit, little by little, I'm going to be preparing that to make sure the next Olympics are absolutely amazing and absolutely incredible. Oh, are we about to get tentacle rape?
Lawrence was such a good host.
Alright, I'm going to take a guess that she's going to kill him with a knife, because he has made the rookie mistake of not tying her hands up.
The train knows too. Twice, you told that train everything was clear, but I told it exactly where to attack.
The beast has your scent.
It's tentacle rape.
And it's
Tentacle rape.
coming to slaughter you and your little band of rebels. First, the firestorm from the cannon.
I mean, seriously, what is it with things these days? Like, if there's a female protagonist, like, the villain can't just be an evil person, he has to be a fucking rapist as well. You know, I mean, what is it with this now? I mean, is it just to be edgy? Is that literally all it is? Just like, ooh, look, we have a villain who wants... Yeah, I thought, what did I fucking tell you? What did I fucking tell you? She stabs him in the throat. Fucking told you. Of course. Jesus, villains are getting incompetent these days. Oh, how stupid. Yeah, I mean, like, what is with this? I mean, seriously, why the fuck is every villain so rapey nowadays? I mean, it makes sense in certain concepts like Game of Thrones. It makes sense. It's a medieval show. But, like, I mean, come on, man. Is there really any need for this?
You slipped away just in time. Tokichi was a fool to think we'd ever stay after he escaped.
The Carnival won't stop hunting us.
No, it won't. Let me think.
The train's coming a long way. So it'll have to stop to take on water. That's where we strike.
Agreed. I'll deal with any sentries and then rig explosives on the track.
Yes, and I'll rally our fighters.
When I blow the lines, the train will be trapped. So when you hear the blast, you need to attack them with everything you have.
It's good. But you know that there's a chance the men may not come. You may set off those explosives and find you're out there all alone. You know that.
I guess I won't know either way until I set it off.
Your snow. This is such a crap campaign, seriously. I don't mean the campaign in general, I just mean this Arabian one. It's so fucking dumb.
Man makes plans, and God laughs. As it turned out, the small town where we would ambush the train had a significant enemy presence. Those troops...
Alright, so yeah, that's coming later this year. Very much a thing to look forward to. That's going to be huge, it's going to be epic, it's going to be amazing. And all year round, I'm going to be preparing for it, making sure it's absolutely perfect when it lands early August. So I'm not going to give a specific date just yet, but I am moving the start time forward. Last year it began very, very late August / early September. It was like, I think it was literally like the first event was like the August 30th. This year it's going to be the beginning of August. It's going to take place very shortly after our anniversary. Because I kind of want it to take place over the like actual summer. Like, because the thing is with the Olympics is like, it requires a lot of attention from our people, and the best time to get people's attention, the time when most people are free, is of course during the summer when people are on holidays from college and school and whatever. Of course, it doesn't apply to everyone. People who are at work still have to work, etc. But this is going to be the best time to do it, and I aim to make sure that everything is done by the conclusion of September. I want everything done in a 2-month period. I don't know how viable that is. I don't know whether that's actually going to happen, but that's my aim anyway, and I hope it ends up that way because, you know, it would just be best that way. It would get more attention and more interest that way. Other than that, I don't really have anything more to say. I've said about the change of the format, not the run-up, yeah. I'll just do a quick rundown of, like, so far the decisions I've sort of, like, made on paper about the events that are going to be there. The large majority of the events from 2016 are going to be returning, and I really do mean the large majority. Very few are going to be cancelled, and even the ones that haven't been cancelled are going to be changed, like not kept exactly the same, but be changed. Obviously, this is going to change depending on each individual seasonal game and how it's all going to happen throughout the year. One thing I can confirm to you is Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro will not be returning because the interest is simply not there. You know, even when I was doing it at the last Olympics, I was commentating on it, but there just wasn't any real interest in it at all. Like, even as I was playing, I didn't really feel like anyone was in it. I will change my mind on that if there is mass protest, because you know, you guys might want to do it. You know, I've made this decision in like provisionally, but it's not set in stone. If you guys really, really want it to return, please do let me know. As if the level of interest is there, I will do it again. But that's something that I've identified as not having to return. I was also, I don't know, Ghetto Swap I kind of don't want to bring back, but I kind of do at the same time. This is very much going to depend on how the OMG MOBC games go. Because, you know, the problem with that event is it's kind of dominated by Soli. And, you know, that's not normally a good enough reason in of itself to ban an event. Well, not ban, but, you know, to stop an event. But she really dominates. I mean, really, really, really fucking dominates. To the point where people aren't joining because they know they have no fucking chance at all. And by people I mean Sly. Oh look, it's Machine Gun Guy. So yeah, that, whether that's going to be in or not really, really depends on how the OMG MOBC games go, and I can't make a decision on that now. Various GTA events are going to be gone. The triathlon won't be returning. Mountain biking won't be returning. Whitewater rafting will not be returning. Pistol shotgun will not be returning. But you know, there's going to be different variations of them, which is why I'm doing the winter games. And I've made a few decisions. The land, sea, and air races are all going to be combined into one event, rather than being 3 separate ones. What? Why am I dead? Oh, what the I don't care anyway. Yeah, so they're going to be combined into one event. Most events are fine though. I mean, like, the 2 Minecraft events will be returning, the 4 Rocket League events will be returning, the Pokemon events will be returning. Although, in regards to the Pokemon events, I think there's room to add more. Like, if there's interest there, I could add more events for the different rule sets and everything we've done. But I will discuss that with the Pokemon players following the conclusion of the league and in the run-up to the Olympics themselves, just to make sure we get that right. But yeah, Board Game Online, both events will be returning. Age of Empires 2 will be returning. Pool will be returning. I mean, there's very few things that are actually definitely going and not coming back. Obviously, more detailed information will come out very soon, but this is just give you an idea of what to expect when it does roll around. It's going to be epic, and I'm hoping to have the absolute best events available to play when it does come round. So that is more or less it for this episode. It's covered everything I want to talk about that's going to be happening in TBOG in 2017. Obviously, expect things as they, just expect the unexpected. Because every year brings new things that we just don't expect. You know, rank changes, people leaving, people joining, like long-held traditions disappear, new traditions start. All sorts of things happen every year, and there's no way to plan for them, there's no way to predict them. But they will be happening because they happen every year. So just keep an eye out, just make sure you're there for all of it. And, you know, every year is unpredictable, but let's do everything we can to make sure this year is the best one yet, because it's our 5th year. It's our 5th fucking year, people. And let's just make sure it's the absolute best we can possibly make it. That's all I can really ask of you. Just make sure it is absolutely badass. Alright, that is going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Paramount893. This has been episode 8 of What the Butler Said. And I will be returning to you next Tuesday, back onto our normal format, where I will discuss 3 smaller topics, rather than the one-off topics. I hope you all had a very happy new year. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves on TBOG right now. I hope you're all looking forward to what stuff is coming up. But until next time, I will see you later. I've had a complete brain fart. I've forgotten how to turn the fucking broadcast off. I know what I've done wrong. There we go. Alright.